All right. It is Matt and Noah at Beanie Bro Sports. We're back live on Monday night, and we're going to be talking baseball over the next hour. And Matt, let's just jump right into it. Cincinnati Reds are on one heck of a run. We were talking about them last week, and they're ahead of the Padres. They right now are in sole possession of that second wild card spot. They've had a great run. What do you think of the Cincinnati Reds?
I think I'm very surprised. I mean, I remember they went on a little run, kind of heading into the All Star break. I think they won like 9 of 11 heading into the All Star break, but it was like they weren't gaining any ground on the Brewers, and the Padres were still holding steady and well ahead within the second wild card spot. And it was still like heading into the All Star break, even though they were really hot. There was still I was still thinking like, and probably a lot of people in baseball were like, yeah, we were gonna have three teams in the NL West make the playoffs. I mean, we like that thought didn't change, especially with the Reds. They kind of stumbled out of the All Star break. I mean, I think they lost like their first 5 of 6 or something. But man, ever since then they've been on an absolute tear. And I think a lot of it has to do with, I mean, yeah, their pitching has been better. I mean, Wade Miley's been probably one of the more underrated starting pitchers in the league. Like he's 10-4 with an ERA of 2.88. Like he's having a great year. He's not getting talked about a lot at all. Like he's doing really well.
Yeah, he's been doing great.
Yeah, and I mean Luis Castillo has been much better as of late compared to his first few months.
Yeah, compared to the
His
first
ERA was
half of
over
the season.
7 at one point.
Yeah. So what if I told you that there's a legitimate chance I'm mapping this out that the Reds take the division?
I mean, wait, how many games are they behind right? Okay,
They're,
seven.
I believe, 7.5 out of first place right now. But just listen to this before you say anything. The Reds, until the end of the season, they have 3 series against the Pirates.
Yep.
They play the Nationals in a 4-game series. They play the Cubs in a 3-game series. They have a series against the Tigers and a series against the Marlins. Like they have an incredibly easy stretch over the next few weeks.
Yep. And I mean
Like
they
there's a few series mixed in there, but that's a pretty easy stretch.
they play the Brewers and Reds, I think, starting tomorrow in a big
Yeah,
so Brewers versus Reds. So there's a way to gain games right away. I mean, both those teams are pretty hot. I mean, both of them are 7-3 the last few 10. So
exactly. But I mean, if Reds take 2 out of 3, they're 6.5 back, and they have a much easier stretch than the Brewers. The Brewers still have to face the Giants for 4. Brewers have 10 games against the Cardinals,
ooh, okay.
which like the Cardinals aren't in a great spot right now, but they're a divisional rival. It's definitely going to be competitive. They have 3 games against the Phillies still. Brewers still have 3 games against the Mets and 3 games against the Dodgers. Like they do have some real competitive games there, whereas the Reds are looking pretty chill. And then even looking at that second wild card spot, they just passed the Padres. The Padres, ridiculous stretch coming up. This is how they end the season, starting, I believe, September 10th or earlier than that. But they have the Dodgers for 3, then the Giants for 4, then the Cardinals for 3, then the Giants for 3, then the Braves for 3, then the Dodgers for 3, and then the Giants for 3.
Yikes.
They have 3 more series against the Dodgers and 3 more series against the Giants.
Yeah, that's tough. And I know
That's brutal.
like their last, it seemed like they had a really easy stretch and yet they were blowing it. Like they were playing the Diamondbacks, the Rockies, the Diamondbacks, and they kept losing all these games. It was ridiculous. They blew their opportunities to gain games because I know the Dodgers were playing like better teams like the Mets and the Giant and like the Phillies and stuff and all that. So they were playing better competition. So they maybe could have made up some games there or at least won the games that they needed to stay within the race. But it's like they blew it. Like I think that kind of just, well, that obviously they're way out of the division, but like that could have decided maybe even their fate of making the playoffs altogether because they just blew an easy schedule. Like unlike the Braves who took advantage of an easy schedule, like the Padres just blew it, and now they have nothing but tougher games ahead. So they're probably not going to make the playoffs, especially with how they've been playing against a weaker opponents and with like the tough schedule that you just laid out. Probably one of the tougher schedules like of any team remaining. It seems like.
And think of like how much has changed in 10 days. Like 10 days ago, they were 4.5 games up in the wild card, which in the wild card, that's a good lead. 4.5
Yeah.
games in the wild card. Now they've won 2 of their last 10 games with a pretty easy schedule. And now they're 13 games back in the division, 1 game behind the Reds, and their hopes are fading. Their playoff hopes are decimating. And after a ridiculous offseason where they made so many trades, AJ Preller was just going crazy again, like always. And what was it for? They might not even
Yeah.
make the playoffs.
Yeah, it's not looking good for them. They've literally went all in for this year because there were talks like, oh, they could challenge the Dodgers for the division title, and this is going to be a great title. I mean, the Giants, ruined both those plans for the Dodgers and Padres. But I mean, the Dodgers are still doing well this year. I mean, again, they have all the money to spend in the world, but still, the Padres have been a huge disappointment.
Yeah.
My goodness. And I mean, with the Reds, like I think they're a big reason for their surge is probably the dark horse MVP candidate, Joey Votto. He has just been on a tear as of late.
Yes, he has been.
Like he has a 952 OPS now this year. Like that's awesome. Like he's just been a monster.
And like the first couple months of the season, nobody was talking about Joey Votto because he wasn't doing very good. Like at least not to Joey Votto level. And now he's just been on a tear.
Yeah, like he's looking like himself like a couple years ago. He's just been insane. 28 home runs. Like the power surge is there too. Usually, I mean, although he is a first baseman and he can put up some good home run numbers. It's like he has 28 bombs this year, 96 games. Like that, I don't know, maybe over 162 games, he could hit 40 home runs with that pace. So it's like he's also has like the power stroke working this year too. And obviously he's getting on base like Joey Votto always does. So yeah, he's been a big reason for their surge too.
Definitely. And I love how you bring up like dark horse MVP candidate because obviously in the American League, you got Shohei Ohtani, the clear number one, Vladdy Jr., the clear number two. But in the National League, there's really there's not a ton of front runners. Not like the American League. Like Fernando Tatis Jr. is a favorite. Acuna was a favorite until he went down. DeGrom was a favorite until he went down. But it really is wide open. Like it could be many different guys right now, and
it really could be away. Like it is so wide open. I mean, you got like Tatis Jr. I mean, heck, I would even potentially go with what do you call it, Trey Turner too as well. He's been really good ever since he's been in the Dodgers. He's just every day it seems like he gets like 2 or 3 hits. Like he's just incredible.
Yeah.
Like, my goodness, there's just so many good players to choose from. Like, yeah, you're right though. It's a wide open race for NL MVP.
Wide open race. Like it really could be anyone at this point.
Yeah, it really could be. It really, really could be. Like crud. So I mean, I guess we can stick with the NL here. Any other races? I mean, I guess we can talk about the NL West here. I mean, even though the Giants are still playing consistent baseball, they're 7-3 in their last 10. It seems like the Dodgers they've made some ground up. I think they're only 2.5 games back. I believe they were like 4 or 5 back the last few, like a week or two ago. And I mean, that was just because every time the Dodgers win, the Giants win. So it's like they can't gain any ground. When the Giants lose, the Dodgers lose. But the Dodgers have just been slightly hotter than the Giants have been the last few weeks and have gained a game or two. So
I mean, before that game yesterday where the Dodgers lost to the Mets, they had won 9 games in a row. They've won 9 of their last 10, whereas Giants have won 7 of the last 10, which is still good. But yeah, Dodgers have been able to make up 2 games in the division, and they're 2.5 out.
Yeah, they definitely still well within reach. The obviously the NL West division, and they have a really good, obviously it's like probably the best team on paper in the whole major leagues. So you can't count them out. So it will be interesting to see. I mean, do they have any? When do they play head to head in the next month? Do they play head? I'm sure they have one series against each other.
I'm sure they do. Let's take a look.
Because I'm kind of curious. Because I mean, 2.5 games, maybe you get that down to 1.5 games or like 2 games. Yeah. It could be a very interesting series.
And this next series for the Dodgers, they play the Padres, so that's a pretty big one for them. Giants play the Mets, who are struggling to stay alive. So, I mean, a lot can happen in this next couple series. But yeah, Dodgers and Giants face off September 3rd, 4th, and 5th.
All right. Yeah, in a couple weeks' time. All right. That could be a big series because, I mean, there's still like a couple weeks to go for that. So things could be dramatically different in the NL West up to that point.
Yes. I mean, it could be a huge series.
Crud. I mean, it just seems like so many things have drastically shifted like the last few weeks in all these races, specifically in the wild card races in both leagues. So you never know what could happen in 2 weeks' time.
Okay. Here's just more general MLB thing. I was kind of listening to Mad Dog today on the radio, but Sunday, not this past Sunday, the Sunday before, the Mets and Dodgers were forced to play that 8 o'clock Sunday night baseball game. Both teams were in New York playing that game, and both teams the next day had a game on the West Coast. Pretty brutal that the MLB made them play at 8 o'clock. Both flying out west for a game the next day. Mets were in San Francisco, Dodgers were home. But like, come on, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, that was dumb. That was really dumb.
I mean, the fact that MLB has no say over that. Like with the rights, ESPN can just choose the game. But I always thought that's dumb. I think that imagine buying tickets for a game. You're like a Sunday game is usually 1 o'clock, and then like the week before, 2 weeks before, you find out the game's at 8.
Yeah. I mean, I know I had that once when I went to a Blue Jays game. The ticket said 1 p.m., but they changed the game to 4 p.m., which wasn't as drastic. But yeah, I was just like, what the hell? Like,
yeah. But like, imagine like you're taking your kids or whatever to a 1 o'clock game, and then it gets moved to 8. Now you got to bring these kids in the city at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, and it's a week. Like they got school the next day because it's a Monday.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, that's pretty crappy about ESPN games. But I mean, the worst part obviously is you got Alex Rodriguez in the booth. But
yeah, honestly,
yeah, I just thought that was really dumb. I didn't even think about that when it happened. But I mean, having to play an 8 o'clock game, you don't finish till after 11, and then having to take a 5-6 hour flight and then have a game that next night in a different time zone.
Yeah,
that's awful.
Nuts. Pretty nuts to say the least.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, getting back to the NL. I mean, I guess we were kind of talking about earlier. You're saying that the Reds potentially have a chance to make up some ground or put some pressure on the Brewers. I mean, Cincinnati definitely has a better offensive team, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, it's not even close. Like we're talking about one of the best offenses against one of the worst.
Yeah, and then I think the opposite you could probably say about like pitching. I think it's not even close. Milwaukee has the better pitching.
Oh yeah.
So it's really interesting. It's like two different teams and with their strengths. So it'll be interesting to see how they're matched, especially the series coming up this week.
Oh, 100%. But I mean, if Reds take 2 out of 3, or if they're even able to sweep the Brewers, Reds can win the division. If the Brewers are able to take 2 out of 3 or sweep, though, they should be able to hold on to that.
Yeah, they probably should. But yeah, I mean, we'll see. That's kind of a big gap right now. So, but yeah, if they're able to win 2 of 3 or even sweep the Reds, then it gets more interesting for sure. I mean, they still have to make up some ground after that, but hey, could you get a big confidence boost beating the division leaders like that?
And imagine a sweep. They're 4.5 back if they sweep the Brewers.
Yeah, that's huge.
It's huge. Like with still a bunch of few weeks left to go, plenty of time.
Oh yeah, plenty of time for sure. Now, kind of moving over to the NL East, this division has drastically changed the last few weeks.
Drastically changed.
There's been 3 different division leaders in the past 3-4 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, even just 3 weeks. 3 weeks.
Yeah, last 3 weeks.
Last time we were talking, the Phillies were in first, and now the Braves have a 5-game lead on the division.
Yeah, jeez,
which might be the biggest division lead that this division's seen this year.
Yeah, it might be because although
it's very close.
Yeah, the Mets, it seemed like they only had 3 or 4 game leads, but the fact that Braves, it seems like they've just been the division leader just for a blink of an eye. But then look at them, they have a 5-game lead, which is not a crazy lead, but a comfortable lead to say the least. 5 games is a decent lead. So,
and they got Travis d'Arnaud back.
Yeah, I think you're saying that would be a big addition to him. And it looks like it has been. I mean, I don't even know what his production has been. I mean, it might have been okay, but it could have been a big boost to a team that has suffered through injuries. I mean, with the Ronald Acuna injury and the Mike Soroka injury and all that. So it could have just been a clubhouse boost. I mean, he does have 4 home runs, 17 RBIs, and in 29 games, not really significant. Although the RBIs aren't too bad, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, in 6 games back, he's got 6 RBIs.
Oh, okay.
2 home runs. He has been a good addition, especially from the catching position. Getting him back after going through so many catchers that you probably don't even know the names of.
Yeah, fair. You're right about that. It could help the pitching staff for sure. Familiar face.
Yeah. But I mean, he's been good since coming back. He's only played 6 games, but I mean, an
Oh,
RBI a
okay.
game, you'll take that.
Yeah, I must have been looking at earlier numbers this season because I said 26 games. So yeah. All right. Yeah, he's been pretty good ever since then.
Yes. Now he's played 29 games now on the
Yeah.
season.
Okay. He came back August 11th.
Yeah, so he has 17 RBIs in 29 games, but 6 of them are in those 6 games since he's
Okay.
come
Yeah.
back.
So
So, I
he
mean,
has
he
been
has been
producing.
good. Yes, and I
Okay.
mean, part of that has been like the rest of the offense is producing.
Yeah. Freddie Freeman. I mean, we knew like even though he was, it seemed like his average wasn't up to par this year. It's like you knew based on the peripherals, he was just getting very unlucky because it's not like he was striking out a ton or anything like that. He was still hitting the ball hard. He was just getting unlucky. And man, it's definitely his luck has definitely, I mean, bad luck has definitely, it seems like gone the wayside because now he's looking like the Freddie Freeman of old nowadays. Like his numbers are looking really good now.
Yeah, I mean, his batting average is 299.
Yeah, and it was like 210, I swear, for like 2 months ago or something.
It was like 110 like 2 weeks into the season.
Yeah, he was getting unlucky though. It's not like he was just brutal and striking out all the time. He was just he's still hitting the ball hard. He was just getting unlucky.
But I mean, he's hit 27 home runs, 70 RBIs, 92 runs scored. I mean, if he has a big next month, he could end up potentially winning the MVP. I mean,
Back
he's
to
another
back
guy
MVPs, yeah.
you got to keep your eye on.
Yeah, you could be because I mean it'd be obviously with the voters love a guy who's on a postseason team, a team that actually does well, and if he's
Definitely.
able to continue this momentum into September and like early October, yeah, he could win the votes from a lot of writers. That's for sure.
Definitely. But I think the Braves lead is going to start to shrink. They've won 9 in a row, but that's because they played the Orioles, Marlins, and Nationals.
Yeah, now they play the hot Yankees, who have also won 9 in a row.
Yes, and the Yankees are a better team.
Yeah, they are a better team.
So I mean, we'll see what happens, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Yankees take 2 or 3, or if they even sweep the Braves.
Yeah,
But this division, it's going to get a whole lot closer again in the next couple weeks.
yeah. Well, hopefully, I know as a fan, I love chaos. So let's get the chaos
Yes,
on.
exactly. Especially when you see like the Mets and Braves facing off to end the season.
Ooh.
Like, I mean, Mets have been awful.
Yeah.
They're 2 games below 500 now. The Phillies after their good stretch, they've won 4 of their last 10. They've been pretty bad.
Yeah.
And the Phillies are going into a series with Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
Mets are going into a series with the Giants, and the Braves are going to a series with the Yankees. Like those are
they're all facing other
3 of the top 5 teams in the league right now.
Yeah, there you go.
And it's going to be interesting. But if one of those teams can capitalize and they can go on a run, maybe this division gets closer again, or maybe the Braves just build on that lead.
For sure, yeah. Should be interesting to say the least. We'll have to keep our eyes out for it.
Definitely.
Now, I guess shifting our focus to the American League. Again, this was another wild card race that's it's just been pretty crazy the last month. I mean, I think the Red Sox, the Yankees, I think gained like 10. I think the Red Sox were like 10 games up on the Yankees like a month and a half ago or something ridiculous. Yeah. And now they're 2 games up on 2 games up on the Boston Red Sox, which is nuts.
Yeah, but I mean, now we're back. We predicted this, Matt. It's AL East wild card. Right now, if the season ended today, Yankees play the Red Sox in the wild card.
Oh yeah, they do. Yeah.
Oakland's won 3 of their last 10. We predicted that too. We said their schedule, they were not going to continue that stretch. And I mean, Seattle's been hot.
Yeah, Seattle's been good.
Seattle's like the biggest mystery to me. They just keep winning. I don't know how.
They're really good they're really good against good teams for some reason. They're the opposite of Oakland. And
yeah,
incidentally, they play Oakland today. So
I mean, Seattle's 500 against teams above 500, which is very respectable. Like that's right where you want to be.
And Oakland's 10 games under 500 against teams over 500. Yeah. So
just for context, the White Sox are under 500 against teams over 500.
Yeah.
They have a 9.5 game lead in their division.
Yeah, because the division's the worst in the
Yeah.
league.
The Blue Jays and Red Sox are just above 500 against teams over 500.
Oh wow. Yeah.
The Braves are 26 and 30 against teams over 500.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Seattle's been good.
They,
I still don't think they're making the playoffs, but
no, they're not.
they're within 3.5 games of the wild card. It's possible.
It is possible, but they still have some work to do with I guess 2 teams ahead of them for
Yes.
that last wild card spot, who are probably better than them.
But imagine if they pass Oakland. Like, I'm not even saying make the playoffs because I still don't think they're going to make the playoffs. But if they finish second in the AL West ahead of Oakland, that would be pretty crazy.
That would be crazy and definitely encouraging for a team that's still probably, if you ask management, a couple years away from actually competing, in all honesty, based on their timeline and their farm system. They got some really good young talent coming through the pipeline and stuff. So like this is not even close to the peak of the best Seattle team we're going to see in the next 3 or 4 years. They're only going to get better and better. So
Yeah, I mean, to be this close, this late in the season, those people in the front office got to be really excited about the future in Seattle.
yeah, you got to be happy even if you don't make the playoffs. If you just are competitive like you are this year, it's a huge win for this franchise.
This is a group, Matt. They're gonna snap that playoff drought. They're gonna do it. Not this year, maybe next year, but definitely next couple of years. They got to with this group. If they don't do it, they got to just get rid of the franchise.
Yeah,
like get baseball out of Seattle, because if they cannot with this group of guys make the playoffs, then they are forever cursed. Worse than the
Cubs. Exactly.
That's awful.
Exactly. Oh man.
But I mean, even the Tigers have been good over there in the Central. They're 60 and 66, and not talk about another rebuilding team that's had a much better year than expected.
Yeah, they've been really good. I mean, they just took 2 of 3 against my Blue Jays, which I'm pretty ticked about. But hey, Miggy hit his 500th home run.
Yeah.
So still some things to cheer about for the Tigers this year. And again, they got some really good prospects coming. I mean, I think Spencer Torkelson, their top prospect, he's just been tearing it up at every level. And he's at AAA all of a sudden after starting the year at single A, because he's just smashing balls at every level they put him at. So that you should be real Tigers fans should be really excited about him. He was, I believe, the 2nd overall pick last year's draft.
Yeah, I believe so. The Tigers and Mariners both have an abundance of top prospects, and they're going to be very competitive in 2 to 3 years.
They'll be very good. Maybe.
Well, let's talk about the most exciting storyline in baseball right now. How about a team that's lost 18 games in a row, the Baltimore Orioles?
Well,
I mean, there's not much to say about them because they suck.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know what the all-time losing streaks are. Like, what is it, 26 or something?
Probably. But I mean, they are 31 and a half games back in the wild card.
Yeah.
They have 38 games back in the division.
Run
differential. Have they been mathematically eliminated yet?
No, they haven't, but they'll probably be soon enough.
Probably be very soon.
Like,
I mean, they're worse than Arizona, so.
Yeah, they are. Because it's just, I mean, they play in the hardest division. That's why no free games at all. It's just every series is a battle for them.
That's true. I mean, they play like 19 games against the Blue Jays, 19 against the Red Sox, 19 against the Yankees, and 19 against the Rays. That's awful.
Yeah, I mean,
like 76 games right there.
Yeah, they've played 87 games against teams above 500 because of the division they're in. So,
and they've won 24 of them.
Yeah, I mean, that's a win. I guess that's a win for them. Like, there you go. But oh my gosh.
Awful.
Yeah. And just for context, the Braves, who are leading the NL East, have only played 56 games against teams above 500. So different parallels there. But yeah, I mean, with the AL East, the Jays, fortunately, I have to say they're definitely out of it now. 5 games back in the wild card. Not making it. They have to surpass 2 other AL East teams.
I don't know. They're not out yet. I'm still not out on them yet. Red Sox are still falling. All the Jays got to do is pass the Red Sox. Oakland's going to continue falling. Seattle's not going to make it. If the Jays can pass the Red Sox, they get into the playoffs.
They do have an easier a really easy schedule in the next couple weeks. They do.
Let's see.
They
Who do
play,
they play? Oh,
they
they
play
play the White
Baltimore a
Sox
bunch.
right now.
Yeah. So, but like, and then I think they play Oakland actually too on this homestand. Then they play the Twins. They'll play the Twins twice.
They play Tigers and Orioles.
Well, yeah, they lost the Tigers, but I mean, hopefully they don't lose that again. They played the Orioles a bunch too.
Yeah, I mean they play Twins, 2 series against the Twins. They play the Orioles to end the season. Really, those 2 series against the Yankees are going to be huge
Yeah,
because if they can even
fared
just
well
like
against the
win,
Yankees this year.
yeah. But I mean, if they can win 5 out of 7 against the Yankees
Yeah,
and take 2 out of 3 from Oakland, Boston continues to fall. Jay's still got a shot.
yeah. Hopefully, we'll see.
I'm not counting them
They
out.
make it interesting.
Well, is the Red Sox schedule tough coming up?
I have
They
no
play the
idea. I hope they play
Twins.
Tampa a bunch. That's
They
all I
play
hope.
the Twins right now. Then they play the
Oh,
Indians. But then they play Tampa. And then the Indians again. And then Tampa again.
okay. I'll take Tampa.
And then White Sox and Mariners.
Oof.
And then they play Orioles, Mets, Yankees, Orioles, and Nationals.
Okay, so that's a pretty nice way to end their season.
Yeah. Their last 2 series are against the Orioles and Nationals. So
Oh gosh, there you
that's fun.
go. Yeah, that's fun for them. Hopefully
Yeah.
the Yankees are way ahead of them.
But Jay's got to go on a run now, but it's
They
still
do.
possible. It's still
They
possible.
do have to go on a run. Yeah.
Let's not count them out yet.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, even though the Red Sox are still in the wild card spot, I don't even know because honestly, I am cold on both the Athletics and the Red Sox. Yet I don't know, one of them at this point is probably going to win the wild card unless the Jays do something or the Mariners do something. So I don't know which one do you think is more likely to win that wild card in your opinion?
Oakland over Boston.
Oakland over Boston?
Oakland over Boston. Boston is still they still got some tough games. They've been falling this entire half of the season. And Oakland, although they haven't looked great in their last 10 games, they still have 70 wins. Like they've been good all year. They're within the division right now. They're 3.5 games back, so they have reason to fight even in the division. I mean, who knows? Maybe the Astros take that second wild card spot. Maybe the Athletics take the division.
Maybe. I mean, I guess the A's also have far superior pitching compared to the Red Sox. I mean, their rotation is decent. It's pretty solid. Like the Red Sox rotation is brutal, absolutely brutal.
But I mean, right now they're playing the Mariners, and then they play the Yankees, and then the Tigers, Blue Jays, White Sox. But then they play Rangers, Royals, Angels, Mariners.
Okay.
But if they're able to stay in the division, they play the Astros the 24th, 25th, and 26th of September, as well as the last 3 games of the season.
Okay.
So 6 of their last 9 games are against the Astros. So if that division's close, that's another great way to end the season. Should be really competitive if they're close.
Oh, yeah. It really should be.
And they also play Seattle for 3 games in between. So, like, if Seattle's in the division, they got a shot too. Now I'm interested to see actually the Seattle Mariners schedule because you know what? With the way teams have been struggling, they are still in the playoff race.
Yeah, I guess they're 6.5 back, and we've seen with the Padres and the Red Sox, I think both of those teams have blown like 8 or 9 game leads. So,
okay, you know what? I'm liking the Mariners' chances. I still don't think they're going to make the playoffs, but they can make the playoffs.
I think
they have
card, yes, division no.
Okay, but get this: they have 3 series against the Athletics.
Oh, okay.
They have 2 series against the Astros.
Oof, well, there you go. They can.
And then they play the Diamondbacks for 6 games.
Oh.
Like they play the Red Sox for 3. That'll be a tough series. They play the Royals 2 series, 7 games total. They play the Angels for 3. They end with the Angels for 3, so they play 6 against the Angels. The Mariners have the schedule if they keep going. if they're able to beat the Athletics and Astros when they play them,
Yeah.
they could keep going.
Yeah, I guess, yeah, that helps. That helps.
I still don't think they will, but they definitely have the schedule to do it. Like, wow. If they can beat up on Oakland and Houston, even if they just take more games, like more than 500 against those two teams, they play the Diamondbacks for 7, and the Royals for 7, and the Angels for 6. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like,
who's even been doing that good in their rotation?
Who's Seattle?
Yeah.
I don't even know anyone in there. I will, like, Kikuchi was like doing okay.
Oh, Chris Flexen has a 3.65 ERA. He's the guy who came over from Japan.
Ooh.
Aiden wrote about him earlier in the season about how he was making a big comeback.
I mean, the rotation is kind of meh. Other than Chris Flexen, I guess he's been good. But
yeah, Kikuchi's been okay.
Yeah. It's like not horrible, not really good. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, not great, but not awful.
Yeah, a bunch of ERAs in the 4s. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, I still don't know why they traded Kendall Graveman, but hey.
Yeah, that made no sense. Yeah, I mean, even Justice Sheffield has been awful.
Yeah, he's been atrocious.
He has a 6.48 ERA.
Oh, he's been brutal.
That's crazy. Logan Gilbert, has he been good? He's the rookie. He's been pretty bad, but he has had some good starts, but he just got blown up by the Astros, gave up 9 runs, and gave up 5 to the Blue Jays.
Yeah.
But he has had some good starts. He threw 7 shutout innings against the Yankees in July. I don't know. Rookie.
Yeah, I think his peripheral numbers aren't as bad as was actually ERA. I mean, his FIP is 3.74, which is definitely a lot lower than his ERA. And he doesn't walk everyone. Like, for a guy who throws as hard as he does, he's got pretty good control.
Yeah, I mean, his whip is 1.17.
Yeah,
especially for a rookie.
2.1.
Yeah, especially for a rookie, like that's really good.
Yeah, strikeout per walk is really good. It's 4.84. That's really good for a rookie who throws as hard as he does.
Really good.
So he's got potential.
Yeah, definitely. Marco Gonzalez is still awful though.
Yeah. Not the best.
I mean, he has a 4.1 ERA this year.
Yeah.
So, I mean, considering how he started the year, not too bad. He just threw complete game against the Rangers 2 starts ago, which I mean the Rangers, but still. Yeah, he's actually been really good of late. So that's another reason the Mariners have been doing well. July 3rd, his ERA was 6, and now it's 4.10.
Who's the ERA?
Marco Gonzalez.
Oh, okay.
Wow. So he's actually been really good since the All-Star break.
Lowers ERA by 2. That's pretty good.
And he's played some good teams. Like, he's played the Athletics and the Yankees, but he's also faced the Rangers 3 times. But, I mean, the Rangers' offense isn't that bad.
Yeah.
The Rangers are pretty bad, but their offense is,
Yeah, he's been really good against the Rangers, including a complete game.
Yeah. All right. Back to the AL East for a sec. I have a question for you, Matt. Do you think the Yankees can win the division?
No.
Like, no, they won't, or no, they can't?
I don't think they can. I think the Rays are just too consistent, and I don't know. I just don't think they can win the division.
Okay, so how do the Yankees win the division? What needs to go right?
Win the division by I think they need more consistency from their bullpen because even though like they have had some good guys, like Aroldis Chapman still looks so shaky. So they'll probably need a better Aroldis Chapman. I mean, I don't know how their starting rotation has been. Has it been like pretty solid? Like, I don't really know anyone in their starting rotation who's like a lockdown guy. Like,
Yeah.
like it's kind of just a bunch of. Like, again, the Rays don't. I mean, I guess they have Garrett Cole. Sorry, I forgot about Garrett Cole. Jameson Tallon or whatever. He's been okay.
He's been good.
He's been better as of late. Yeah.
I mean, June 29th, his ERA was 5.43, and now it's 3.94.
I guess they've been getting, I guess they've been getting better contributions from their bullpen, but still some guys have just been pretty bad. Like obviously Zach Britton's looked horrible. Aroldis Chapman again. He looks so good to start this year, but he's just been brutal ever since.
Yeah.
I don't know what's happened to him. That young guy Jonathan Lois is Siga. Saga, whatever. He looks pretty good. But yeah, I think they just need some more consistent bullpen options. In all honesty,
Okay.
like again, Zach Britton was their closer while Chapman was hurt or whatever, and then Chapman comes back, and I was watching him against the Red Sox, and even though they still got the win, he looked shaky, and they pulled him out because he allowed a home run, then he walked a guy, then he like allowed a single, and it's like he just looks so shaky. He doesn't look like his old self. So they'll need probably a more reliable closing option, especially against teams like the Rays, who are just exceptional in close games. Like they always get big hits. So
Yeah.
they'll need to be better in close games against like better teams. So they'll need better bullpen contributions and maybe more consistency from their starters as well. Cause they only have 3 guys that I know of, like your Garrett Cole, Tyon, and Montgomery. Like Domingo Herman's hurt. I don't know. I thought Corey Kluber was coming back.
Is Severino coming back?
I don't know. I thought he was going to come back, but I don't know. I really don't know what's happened to him.
Oh, apparently 14 hours ago, Severino to fly west with season in jeopardy.
To see what?
With season in jeopardy. So he flew for another shoulder exam. So I don't think he's going to come back.
Yeah, doesn't sound good.
No, I mean, kind of similar to Noah Syndergaard.
Yeah, man. Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, he had he strained his groin during a rehab assignment in June, which we knew about, and then they scratched him in a rehab start with general tightness last week.
Yeah. Well, yeah. They'll just need to get more contributions from their stars then, because I thought Luis Severino was coming back and Corey Kluber. I don't know. Like I thought both those guys were coming back, so it was looking good for the Yankees, but yeah, I don't know.
Let's see about Corey Kluber. Yeah, because if they were to get those guys both back,
that's huge.
It is.
Because like with the Red Sox, I'm pretty sure they're getting Chris Sale back any day. Or no, they already got him back. He pitched pretty well, I think, in his first game, right?
Yeah.
He's pitched 2 games this year, has he? Sorry.
I think so.
Keep up. 5. Yeah, he's pitched 2 games. He's pitched really good in both of them. I mean, he limited pitch counts, but he's looked pretty good in both of them. And granted, they were against Baltimore and Texas, so
true.
But hey.
Yeah. So it looks like Corey Kluber will be back eventually. He's had 2 rehab starts now.
Okay.
Or maybe 3 rehab starts.
Okay, so I mean, yeah, he's on the old, but I mean, he still has thrown a no-hitter this year, so he still has some stuff in the tank, and he's still
definitely
a veteran.
I mean, he's better than what's in that rotation right now.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess he has an ERA of 3.04 this year in his 10 starts. That's still really good.
Yes, he's been good.
So I guess I'd say healthy Corey Kluber, probably having like a 4 starter, and then maybe a more consistent role to Chapman down the stretch are probably the big keys for them.
Okay. Like, and obviously, like the Rays will have to collapse a little bit.
Yeah, they will, but they're so. I mean, I don't even. What's the Rays schedule look like?
Oh, that's a great question. I know they play the Red Sox 2 series.
Yep, they probably. I think they play the Jays too.
They play the Phillies right now.
There you go.
Which they should be able to win. And then they play the Orioles Red
There you go.
Sox,
There's wins.
Twins, Red Sox, Tigers, Blue Jays, Tigers, Blue Jays, Marlins, Astros, Yankees.
Oh, okay.
So some easy series, but they do have some pretty tough series there too.
Yeah, they play Tigers, Blue Jays. I mean, they're pretty good against the Blue Jays, so they might see those as easy series.
Well, I mean, they're pretty good against everyone. So
yeah, they are. They do have the Twins in there too. Baltimore after the Phillies series. Rip the Baltimore.
yeah.
Who's Baltimore playing out? Because I want to know how long this losing streak. Okay, they're playing the LA Angels. So if they don't win a game against the Angels, man, this could be a really long losing streak. Because I'm pretty sure they'll probably play. Then they play the Rays, and they might play the Red Sox and the Jays, and it's like, oh my gosh.
What is the longest losing streak? 23.
23 games
in the modern era. The 1961 Philadelphia Phillies.
Oh my gosh.
The longest in the American League is 21. The 1988 Baltimore Orioles.
Oh, that was to start the year, actually. They started the year 0-21.
Yeah. Right now, they have the 6th longest losing streak in Major League history in the modern era. I love how on Google it says 18 losses, and then in brackets it says "and counting." That's awful.
Well, it's their pitching. Every guy I see the what do you call it? The Orioles are throwing out there has an ERA of like 5 or 6 or 7, or in one guy's case, he has an ERA of 8. He's like 0-10 or something. It's just like, gosh.
Is Matt Harvey still in that rotation?
Yeah, and he actually looks like one of the better guys now based on his ERA. That's how bad the team is.
Yeah, he has a 6.27 ERA.
But, like, I mean, there's some guys that have worse ERAs than that on the team. Like,
wow.
Okay, like Jorge Lopez, ERA of 6.3. Keegan Atkin is the guy I'm talking about. He's 0-8 with an ERA of 7.92. Dean Primer is a guy that they, I guess, sent down now. 0-7 with an ERA of 7.25.
Wow.
Well, even John Means, he's come back and he's been brutal. He's been
awful. His ERA is over 3.5 now, I think.
Yeah, he's just been brutal.
Poor Orioles. Remember when Justin said they were like really competitive this year?
Yeah.
Justin, you dummy.
Yeah, Orioles and Diamondbacks, brutal takes by him there.
Yeah, I mean, sure, he predicted the Giants would be good, but does it really count if he also predicted the Red Sox were going to be sellers at the deadline and that the Orioles were going to be like competitive this year, like not playoff team, but competitive because they won 38 games.
Yeah.
Justin, I wish he was here to just get roasted.
The Orioles will be competitive.
What did he write? Like he wrote something along those lines. Like this is like they're doing great in the rebuild, and this year it's really going to show, or something like that.
Lose less than 100 games. Does that mean competitive?
Well, I mean, it's still not going to happen. So.
Yeah, no, it won't. Like,
yeah,
definitely gonna lose 100 games.
Yeah, but I think he expected them to be like just below 500 or something, or at least like 75, 76 wins. So about twice of what they have right now.
Yeah.
Brutal. The Orioles suck.
Yeah, they've just been brutal for years now. Lost 115 games in 2018, 108 in 2019. Good thing he only played 60 games in 2020 because they only lost 35 games. But they look like they could lose 110 games again this year at least.
Yeah. No. Yankees and Braves are tied 1-1 in the second right now.
Oh, Yankees and Braves. That's an interesting. Both the hottest teams in baseball face off.
Yeah. Dansby Swanson hit a home run, and Giancarlo Stanton hit a home run.
Oh, look at that.
Who is this Andrew Velasquez guy?
He's some guy that he's like the 27-year-old rookie who I guess was born in the Bronx or something. So that's why he's like getting a lot of.
Is Gleyber Torres injured or is he just that bad?
I don't know. I really don't know.
Because Andrew Velasquez is a starting shortstop today.
I think he I don't know if he's injured.
Oh yeah, he's approaching rehab assignment.
Oh, okay. Yeah, fair enough. Because I mean, he's been like good defensively. He's definitely not the same hitter he was in 2019.
No, but he's hitting 253 this season. That's not awful.
Yeah, but he has no power now.
No.
He had 38 home runs in 2019. He only has 6 home runs this year.
Well, I wonder what he was taking in 2019.
He was taking Oriole juice because I swear he hit like 16 of those bombs against the Orioles. It was ridiculous.
True.
He was just crushing the Orioles.
That's awful. That's hilarious, actually. Well, the Orioles do suck, so. All right. Actually, let's show our merch that just came in today.
Ooh,
So we got our nice Beanie Bro Sports shirt. Beautiful logo, Matt?
Ooh, baby.
And we got our Instagram handle on the back at Beanie Bro Sports. If you want a shirt,
Awesome.
make sure you order. Just DM our Instagram page. Also, make sure you subscribe on YouTube. Because
Awesome, yeah.
join the Beanie Bro Sports family.
Yeah.
And I mean, we're going to be witnessing history this week if the Orioles lose 6 more games.
I mean, they play the Angels, then they play the Rays. Well, the Angels have to do their part, especially Dylan Bundy. He's been brutal this year, so that could be. They could. I don't know. They could end it. That's probably their best chance of ending it next little bit against Dylan Bundy, because I think they may Shohei Ohtani may face the Orioles. I think.
Yeah.
So.
All right, Matt. If the Orioles break the record, lose 24 straight, we have to make shirts that say 24 straight losses, and then on the back say Justin predicted they would have a good year.
Or wait, do you? Man, I wish. Is anything recorded of him saying that or something, or like a quote? We could put the quote on. Like, lost
okay. I'm going to our blog right now because there's definitely something that he wrote down. And if you just hold on one moment, I will find it.
And then you put it on the screen. The Orioles will probably be competitive this year. Then put like on the shirt and it says lost 24.
Sorry, Justin.
I really want the Orioles to do it. Come on, guys.
Poor Justin. Poor guy. I mean, it's pretty bad. Okay. Should we go to the AL East division outlook? See what he said about the Orioles. The Orioles will lose far more than they will win, but they should at least be competitive through the entire season. Well, that's not true. I feel like he has an even better one, though. Better quote. Let's see. Got to find another article. For those who are watching, we really like to roast Justin. It's one of the most enjoyable things in life.
Yeah, it's pretty enjoyable. His D-backs take was definitely the worst one.
Yes. Ketel Marte is going to win MVP and carry the Diamondbacks to a wild card spot.
Did he say that?
Now, he might not have said wild card, but he did say the Diamondbacks were a good team. I might have made up the wild card thing, but
yeah.
I mean, all right, preseason power rankings. Well, let's see what he wrote about the Orioles here. The Orioles, he had didn't he convince us to put the Orioles like 28 instead of like 30?
Yeah.
He's not as funny in this one. He's actually pretty realistic, which kind of sucks. Yeah, what did he write about the Diamondbacks?
Oh boy.
Very excited for this one. If their core, led by former MVP candidate Ketel Marte, can bounce back in 2021, they have an outside chance at a wild card berth. Good job, Justin. Good job.
All right. Now we have to quote how many games out of the wild card spot they are. Let's see.
Yes, we're making
They're 26.5 out. Outside chance.
26.5 equals outside.
Just a bit outside. Tried the corner and missed.
Here's what he wrote about the Red Sox. A powerful offense will score runs to keep them in the ball games, but even with the return of Eduardo Rodriguez and a likely midseason return for Chris Sale, the Red Sox don't have the pitching to compete for the division. Well, Justin, they've been in the lead in the division for a few months of the season.
Yeah, they were for quite a bit.
Yeah.
No, they're definitely not going to win the division. So, but hey.
Well, I love watching, reading our takes from the beginning of the season. The Nationals at number 11. Love it.
Oh, my gosh. With the Twins. Our Twins one was probably really bad.
The Twins at 7.
That's probably the worst one.
More importantly, will this finally be the year the Twins break their 18-game playoff losing streak?
Well, they don't have a chance because they won't make it.
Yeah. Oh. I mean, we have the Giants at 25.
That might be the worst one.
Yeah, Justin wrote, could this be the year that the Giants finish at or over 500 for the first time since 2016? Wow. Tigers at 26. I mean, that's okay. Mariners at 24. Marlins at 23. The Reds at 21. Aiden wrote about their underwhelming offense. The Reds.
Oh.
He said, unless their underwhelming offense can start producing runs, a postseason berth is unlikely.
Yeah. Meanwhile, they scored the second most runs in the NL.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. Our power rankings, I love how at the beginning of the season these power rankings seem legit. Now they just are so laughable because you never know what's going to happen in baseball. It never happens the way you think it's going to.
Twins at 7. Oh my gosh.
I mean, Diamondbacks with an outside chance at the wild card. It don't get worse than that.
What did Aiden have the Rays ranked at again? 17 or something.
Yeah, 16, 17. Pretty bad. Okay, over under MLB team projections. Got to check out what we wrote here.
Oh, for wins?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Boston Red Sox over or under 80.5 wins. They're going to be over. Matt and Aiden had them over. Me and Justin had them under. Off. Aiden had the Rays under 85.5 wins. My goodness.
Well, we should do competitions because did we do a win total on every single one?
Yeah, every single team.
We should see who does the best at the end.
Yes, we definitely should.
And then do a little, I don't know, whoever was the worst, I don't know, does something or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, I think so. Minnesota Twins, 88.5 wins. Me and Justin both predicted over. Awful. My goodness. I mean, to be fair, the Seattle Mariners at 72.5 wins, you and Justin both put under.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Justin is just wrong on everything, to be honest.
Yeah, he's wrong on all of these.
Yeah.
What about the Giants? What was the Giants win total at?
Giants are 75.5.
Well, that's already over.
I put under. Everyone else put over. The Dodgers to win 101.5.
I don't think that's going to happen.
No, but you and Justin both put over.
Oh, geez. It looked good to start the year, but yeah, now it's not going to happen.
The Diamondbacks to win 74.5 games. You and Justin both put over. How many games are the Rockies going to win this year?
They have 57 wins right now.
So they're going to win over 64.5 probably.
They probably will.
Yeah, you and Justin both put under.
Damn it.
I think Justin's just wrong on every pick
Yeah, it seems like it.
for the most part. Or maybe I'm just finding all the ones that he messed up. He put that the Pirates would win under 59.5 games.
Jeez.
I was the only one who put over for that.
Oh, they have 44-80.
So they actually probably will be under. Wow. That's wild.
Jeez.
Ridiculous. It's so much fun looking back at how dumb we were.
Yeah, oh man. Looks like Justin probably have the worst.
Yeah, but he was good on some things. Like he did predict the Rays could win the division.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, at this point, I'm just always going to predict the Rays to win the division.
Yeah, I guess so.
They're insane. Wow. We definitely need to make a shirt about something Justin did.
Yeah.
The Diamondbacks are going to push for wildcard berth. Awful. All right. Well, if anyone has any ideas, if you guys want to look at Justin's horrible predictions, and if you want to make up a good shirt design, I think we should definitely surprise Justin with that, because we love to look at his horrible takes.
Oh yeah.
Don't find any of my awful takes, okay? I'll tell you them right now. I predicted the Twins would win the division. That was pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least I can say I picked the White Sox. I was very the White Sox.
That's true. I mean, at least I predicted the 5th place team in the AL Central to win the division.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I think Aiden did too. So, I mean, as long as I'm not alone on my awful picks, it's okay.
Exactly. Everyone has awful picks.
Exactly. You can't predict the season.
Exactly.
But how about the fact that the Padres are actually closer right now with the Rockies than they are with the Giants?
That's pretty nuts.
They're 10 games ahead of the Rockies and 13 back of the Giants. And actually 10.5 games back of the Dodgers.
Jeez. So they're closer to the Rockies than the Dodgers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're falling hard.
They are. They're not looking good.
And they're going into a series against the Dodgers.
Oh, boy.
Good luck, San Diego. Maybe in another 50 years.
Yeah, maybe he'll make a playoff.
It's actually pretty funny how hard they try to make the postseason and win. And they
work out.
They do everything. And then the Dodgers just kind of wait around, and then the deals just come to them, like the Trey Turner deal.
Yeah.
Wild. All right. Before we end, let's make some predictions for the next week. So by the next week, I think the Dodgers will be ahead in the NL West. The Cincinnati Reds are going to be within 5 games in the NL Central. The top 3 teams in the NL East are going to be within 5 games. Right now, they're within 7. AL West, I think Houston's going to grow their lead. White Sox are obviously going to win the AL Central. There's not much to talk about there. AL East, I think the Yankees are going to get closer to the Rays, and I think the Blue Jays are going to get closer to the Red Sox for that second wild card.
All right.
What you thinking, Matt?
I am thinking I also agree the Dodgers will overtake. I think they'll overtake the Giants the next couple weeks. I really do. I think Milwaukee will build their lead on Cincinnati, as a matter of fact, especially when they're playing them here. I think their pitching is just so much better. I know Cincinnati has a really good offense, but good pitching usually beats good hitting.
Okay.
And I mean, yeah, you're right. The Mets do have an easier schedule. I don't know what the Phillies schedule looks like. The Braves schedule starts to get a bit harder here. Um, yeah, I think it'll get a bit closer. I think the Mets will surpass the Phillies and be the second place team over the next few weeks,
Yeah,
and they'll be within. I don't know. Maybe I was gonna say they're gonna be within 3 games of the Braves.
that's a bold take for the next week.
A week? Okay, I thought we were a couple weeks.
Well, I mean, couple weeks, sure, we can do that.
Yeah. Okay. They'll be within. I don't know. Maybe they'll be at. Maybe they'll be at like 5 games. The Phillies will. I feel like they'll keep dropping. I don't know why. I feel like they'll keep dropping.
I mean, they are playing Tampa now, so
Yeah. So I feel like the Phillies will be in third, and they may be at 500 or below 500 next week. We'll see. And then, yeah, Astros will probably grow their lead. I mean, the White Sox, whatever, they'll probably grow their lead too. And I think the Rays will grow their lead. And I think Boston will continue to fall. And I think the Jays will probably play 500 ball and not really gain on the Red Sox that much. But I think the Mariners are going to gain some momentum and put it within 2 games. Be within 2 games of that second wild card spot.
okay, I like it. I like it.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. I mean, Seattle makes the playoffs. That would be the greatest story of the year.
It would be insane.
It'd be like the Marlins last year, except crazier because it's an actual season. It's not 60 games. Sorry, Miami.
Yep, for sure.
All right. Well, thank you all for joining us tonight. Make sure you hit that subscribe button on YouTube, and we will be back next week, and we'll find out how bad or how good our takes were.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you all for joining.